Big man in the house. Julius Williams. I feel like he was like towering over me, y'all. Junior defensive end, junior tight end. So he's playing both sides of the ball. Let me run through this guy's stats here real quick. 2 receptions for 18 yards versus Russell County. 1 touchdown this season versus Park Crossing. 5 tackles on defense coming off the edge. 6'5", 4.0 GPA. This guy's a beast, okay? Plays baseball, pitcher, and shortstop, and has recent visits to Troy and Austin P. Junior, defensive end, and tight end, y'all, Julius Williams. Coach, right on this guy, man. He's more than just a tall dude who gets it done on the field.
He has been a great asset to our program. Yeah, I'm very, very proud of Julius. And, he came in, and we knew he was a great player. But again, he has shown a great work ethic. He's always very respectful. Again, always a guy that we can trust and he can depend on. He's done an excellent job of growing and maturing into the role that he's been presented. He's making the most of it. He had a great 2-point conversion catch versus Russell County. Again, he's gotten in the end zone on offense as times, and on defense, using his length to his advantage, and he creates a lot of issues as far as taking up space for those throwing lanes. But again, he does excellent in the classroom too. Just like Keon. I mean, it's easy to sell young men who have 3.4, 3.5, 4.0 GPAs and who are great football players and who are dependable. Those are easy sales. And so I'm very excited for this young man to watch him continue to grow as the season progresses. And again, he's going to have an opportunity to make a lot of big plays this week versus Charles Henderson and into the playoffs.
Yeah, man. We could go on and on about this guy. We talked about before the show, but you always bring on these high character guys. Keon, Julius, like I said, both these guys are just great dudes. That let me tell you, when these guys come in, they have great conversation. They're poised and they're ready to go. So that's what we're doing today, and we're going to pick it up here with J-Dub. So, okay, Julie, you're making plays on both sides of the ball. 2 receptions for 18 yards last week and a touchdown earlier in the year, okay? So what's it like being trusted to play both sides of the ball, offense and defense, man?
Yeah, very competitive.
Yeah.
Very. Like, knowing that I had to be competitive with both sides of the ball and being a real true dog.
Yeah, competitive. You had a true dog. Don't you just love hearing that, Coach? Yeah, man. Anything else you want to add to that?
Man, he is, one thing I challenged Julius on early in the year was just his physicality. You know what I mean? And he has really done an excellent job of his intentionality and being physical. At practice, I can hear his contact at practice now. And that's one thing I'm yelling at the team. If I can't hear the rep, something's wrong.
Right.
So I'm able to hear the reps more and more consistently at practice. But again, his versatility of being able to be physical at the point of attack, also having the ability to run routes. He has really good hands. That's something that a lot of people don't know. He's got really natural hands catching the ball, and then on the defensive side, he's getting more physical as well. So I'm proud of him.
I love it. I'm proud of him too. You added 5 tackles on defense this year. How do you switch mindsets between the tight end and defensive end? How do you do it?
Knowing my teammates need me. So playing my role, even though some things might go bad, but hey, at the end of the day, knowing my team need me to do my job.
God, knowing his teammates need him and he does his job. Does he do his job?
He does. He's done an excellent job, and kind of similar to Keon. Julius came to us, and there were some times at practice I could tell he was kind of out of his comfort zone a little bit.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And we're asking him to do some things that he may not have had to do in the past. But man, he has adapted extremely well, not only on the field, but in the weight room too.
Yeah.
He's a great weight room guy. And so just proud of his maturation and how he continues to grow. Again, sky's the limit for that.
That's right. Sky's the limit. And, when you come out of your comfort zone, that's when you do grow. So, Coach, you mentioned all that. You tied that in. So it's cool that he's having some success doing it. Speaking of success, you're carrying a 4.0 GPA, bro. That's a big deal. That's no small feat. So what drives you to excel both on the field and in the classroom, man?
Taking pride in what I do.
There you go. Yeah, full stop. He's like, I just take pride in what I do. You know what I mean? And I'm sure he takes the same on the field. He's taking pride in what he does clearly on the field too. Coach.
Absolutely. And I talk to the guys very consistently about, you are who you are. You can't be silly from 8 to 3 all day in the classroom and immature in the classroom, and then all of a sudden expect to be a mature leader out on the field. So, man, again, just trying to get these guys to understand, who they are from 8 to 3 matters. Yep. And that's really what's really important at the end of the day. So just continuing to try to reinforce those leadership skills in the classroom and let them know that they are leaders there. And Julius is definitely one of those guys.
Such high character. Gotta love it, man. Great answers. So you also play baseball. which is great. I don't know if any of us knew that, but he's a pitcher and plays shortstop. So how does playing baseball like help you with football? Is there a tie-in there? What do you think, Julius?
Being confident,
Yeah,
being confident in everything that you do.
that's right. Just being confident, saying I got this. And I think that's a big deal in a lot of whether it's business or that's a life lesson is what I'm getting at. Just be confident in everything you do. Isn't that right, Coach?
That's absolutely. You know, we talk to the guys that there's a lot of things that the good Lord bless you with. And height, size, speed, length, you know, just God-given strength. But the things that you choose to do, have confidence in your attitude, have confidence in yourself, positive self-talk. You know, the choices you make, waking up in the morning with a positive attitude, a positive purpose.
Yeah.
Just have confidence in those things.
Yeah. I love that your answers too are not just about just physical parts. Clearly, you're a big fella. You can talk about physical all day long, but he talks about a lot of mental, and which I have a lot of respect for that. That's very awesome. Keon did that as well. Okay, so we know you visited Troy recently and received an invite from Austin Peay. So what's the recruiting journey been like for you, man?
Kind of slow,
Yeah,
but
you're a junior. So you got a little time, you know? Yeah.
kind of slow, but still slowly grinding, getting my name out there. Got a couple more invites to go to though.
Good for you, man. Good for you. And we'll wait to kind of unpack a lot of that because we got another game to go, regular season. We got playoffs to get into, and we got this guy for another year, Coach. You know what I mean? So we're stoked about that too. All right. I'm gonna ask you the fun question. So what's a player you emulate or you look up to as you continue to develop your game? Who's kind of a role model for you?
I got two.
Set.
So I got Darnell Washington
Okay.
and Michael Williams.
Wow, those are some good names. Those are ones that you don't hear all the time, you know. But good for you. And I'm sure if we really wanted to unpack it, you'd say, "Oh, this is why." You know what I mean? Wrap it up, Coach. Tell me about this guy before we let him go.
Again, Julius, I already said sky's the limit for this guy. And his recruiting process has started slow, but you know, as he plays more, and he is playing more for us as the season progresses, you know, that attention is going to grow more and more. So I'm excited to see where this guy ends up. He is going to play at the next level, but more than that, you know, he's so sound in the classroom.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. There's going to be a lot of schools take an opportunity with him on him because of they just know what kind of man he is.
Just have this guy in your locker room, man, with all that, just the kind of how he carries himself, you know. Both these guys today have just been a treat to have in, Coach. So thank you for having them on. And look, Julius, thank you, man. I'm super proud of you, man. I can't wait. We get you for another year, man. So that's a lot of fun. So, all right, coming up next, Coach is going to stick around. We're going to look ahead to our last regular season game against Charles Henderson. You don't want to miss it. Come on back, y'all.
I'm Granger Shook.